A warm welcome to all the listeners. Listen to the Blue Horse. Dr.C.K.N. is in conversation with Pooja. I'm sure you'll enjoy this session, and I'm sure it's going to be some food for your thought.
I was a Blue Horse. I'm here with an interesting topic today. We come across a lot of people who are, I personally believe, genius in whatever talent that they have. But you see them struggling with your regular curriculum as that is today, right? We have our school and colleges and things that we expect everybody to mandatorily pass through.
Yeah.
Which leaves these people with actual talent behind. How do we understand? What happens?
Okay.
People with genuine talent.
I want you to understand the basics first. We have around 8 billion human species on Earth.
Yes.
Around 800 crores. If you take all the 800 crore people, okay, and take their left thumb impression. When we've been taken left hand thumb impression for certain reasons, right? Instead of signature.
Have we?
Yeah. Even in this thing, registration.
Aadhaar, I think.
Yeah. So why I'm telling you this? All the 800 crore will be different.
Yeah.
One cannot match with the other. You know that, right?
Yes.
So what from here you have to tomorrow, if there is going to be 10 billion, 1000 crore, or 15 billion, 1500 crore, your left hand thumb impression will be different. One will not match with the other. So from this, what you can understand is every human chemistry is different.
Correct.
You are clear with this?
Yes.
That is why we are unable to solve medical problems. Universal medicine, it becomes very difficult when it comes to the question of pharmacology. Right? It becomes a real big problem. So now you're talking about learning, basically learning, right? You're talking about learning, what happens to different sets of people who are talented in different sets of talents.
Correct.
And most of them or some of them are not suited to the curriculum education.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So that falls under the category of learning. So what is the system of learning we follow all over the world? Memorizing and repeating.
Yeah.
You study a set of books and then it is taught to you and you also read it, understand it, whatever. Remember it to reproduce in an exam. There will be set of questions, okay, 50 word answers and 100 word answers or 1200 word essays, 1 word answers, all that kind of thing, right? I'm testing you whether you have studied all these lessons.
Right.
Okay. So this comes under the category of memorizing and repeating. Memorizing and repeating is not learning. Memorizing and repeating can never be learning. Okay. So for this kind of learning, the book learning, you basically study some maths, some science, few branches of science, language,
some history,
some amount of geography, some amount of history, and of course they teach general knowledge. They teach you computer science, because you need to know what computer is all about. Without operating computers, you will not be in a position to survive in this world
as it is today.
So all these kind of things. So there's only a set of these kind of a pattern is followed all over the world. So your question is very, very clear. What happens to those who are highly talented and genius, who are not interested in reproducing a book, right? Learning is what? Memorizing what is there in that lesson.
Yeah, they get left behind in life despite having actually God-given talent.
Yeah. See, if you take Albert Einstein, he was a school dropout.
Yeah.
But he was a genius ever since he came out of E equals mc square. Theory of relativity and all that. There are many things he has worked on and given to the modern science. But he was not a curriculum guy, right?
Yeah.
So your educational system by itself should have other avenues. When you find a child which is not interested, which is not suitable for your book-oriented education, and what should be the education, the educative accommodation to this child. You understand?
Yeah, but we've never changed it from Albert Einstein's time till today, right?
No, see, everything has become a business, one. Number two, the idea is correct. The idea is what? When a child was born and slowly when it grows up, first the child has to learn to walk, talk and all that stuff. Right? Civic behavior and whatever. Then once a childhood comes to 4-5 years of age, it was put in the school because you are equipping the child to face the world. So it needs to know language, some amount of mathematics and all that stuff, history, science and all that, geography, where is he living and all that stuff. Then as you go bigger and bigger in your schools, so you finish your primary schools, you study the primary stuff, right? When it comes to the secondary school, what do? You study the principles of various subjects, right? When you come to the college, what do? These principles of many subjects, you get into some portion of specialization and study the application part of it.
Yeah.
When you finish 4-5 years of your college education, your post-graduation and all that, where you have studied the application of science, application of all your principles of any subject that you are doing. Now, when you come to the research level, with the kind of principles and application part of the subject you try to find something new which will benefit the humanity. This is the education pattern, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody will fall in it.
Correct.
If I can click 9.8 seconds of sprinting 100 meters, I'm the richest man in the world. Right? How much ever you study and distinctions you take and gold medal and all that, in 2 seasons of Olympics, I make millions of dollars. Right?
Right.
You may take 4-5 births to make that money. Right? In such a short span, I have, burnt it here. I got so much of. Finally, what? You do all these kind of education and for what? To face the economic part of your life. Right?
Yeah.
Why are you studying? Why are you going to the school? Why are you going to the college? Study all this to fetch a job or do some business, whatever. Ultimately, you need little money to live, right? If without the money, you can't live. So you are equipping the child to face the economic part of life in future. This is what you are doing. But when there are children who are not finding themselves comfortable with your book-oriented education, the question here what you have asked is, we have not done anything from the Albert Einstein days. Correct? So every child has got certain hidden talents. Some people will be phenomenally good in music.
Okay.
Some people are phenomenally good in sports. Some people are phenomenally good in athletics. Some people are phenomenally good in painting. We don't give importance to any of these unique talents which are embedded in the child right from the time it was born. We force them into this curriculum education.
Yes.
That's wrong. I don't. There are systems in advanced countries when the children are not giving importance after the primary schools in a book-oriented education. Memorizing and repeating. They know that this child will not be a suitable candidate for this kind of educational curriculum, part of education.
Yeah.
And they try to identify the talents which wants to show. You may be, extremely, attached to this basketball playing. You love to play basketball. You're born for it. And even if I'm going to ask you to play basketball from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the night, giving a few breaks here and there for your beverages and food, you will play and play and play and play without any tiredness. You know why? Mentally you want to do that.
Yeah.
Your mental part of it, ignores the physical condition. And the mental part of it gives you enormous amount of energy from nowhere for you to execute the task of playing continuous basketball for hours together. Maybe for 14 hours or 15 hours or 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
Because you are highly interested in that. I shall tell you one example. Okay? Say, you being a person, a human being, you are highly interested in gardening, So, you would like to have lovely plants around your house, various type of ornamental creepers and all that kind of. Highly interested in that. So, every Sunday, you spend a lot of time in your gardening. Okay? For example, you have some set of ideas for next Sunday. So you plan everything and all that. Morning you get up and, freshen up yourself and, have your breakfast, take your car, go to a nursery, and you targeted certain number of plants. You bought the parts and this and that and everything and kept at home. You go buy this number of plants, come back, get onto your gardening suit or whatever, shoes and all that, You replant all this new plant, what you brought into the pots and other ornamental pots in which you wanted to plant them. Now that takes about, once you travel, go, get these plants, come home at 10 in the morning and you're working for the next 4 hours till 2 o'clock, okay?
Yeah.
And you're highly, highly interested in this gardening. At that time, what happened, when you finish all your work, at that time only when you turn your eyes onto the watch, 4 hours have gone by. And for you, it looks as if you have spent only 15 minutes. Why, you're so engaged. You have no other thought ran in your mind other than the work that you have done, planting those plants and placing them where you want. Right? No other thought is coming in between. You have not thought about drinking water, you have not thought about food, you have not attended a phone call because you are so much interested in that particular part of your gardening work. So that is, you're focusing yourself to the core. So you have no second thought out there. You're just enjoying what you're doing. It gives you immense satisfaction, you know that? So when a child is like this, why I told you this example, when a child is interested in, playing, he loves billiards, snooker. And you identify his talent, you train him up out there. At the age of 16, 17, he will be the world champion. Because when he plays, his mind is only focused on snooker. Even if you call him with his name, he will not be recording it. You follow?
Got it.
It may sound in his ears, but it's not going into his mind.
Yeah.
His mind is fully focused on that snooker. And he has no second thought whatsoever disturbing him. And he will play without water and food. Even if he feels hungry, it's not recorded in his brain. That amount of fixation, his brain onto that snooker, will make him a glorious champion. And the kind of money that he's going to make with that, playing snooker all over the world and world competitions and all that, is going to fetch him the money who was, being the best of the curriculum guy and taken all the gold medals in his book-oriented education. Finally, what that book-oriented education can do, give you a better job in a better organization. Right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be a salaried employee. How much you can make?
I know.
You can imagine the amount of money involved in tennis, right? Each tournament when you win, you know the prize monies and all that?
Millions.
It goes in millions.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So what is going to happen to these children or torture? The children who are not capable or who are not interested, say for example, this ADHD, attention deficiency problems.
Yeah.
These people cannot stick to books.
Correct.
They have no, interest whatsoever to sit with the book and read page after page. No. Half a page they read, they throw a book and go walk out. Because they have this ADHD problem.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do to them? So somebody who's got no attention deficiency problem and at the same time is enormously intelligent, sharp and everything, but not interested in educational curriculum. Yeah, what are you going to do to that child? The parents or the educational institutions and the schools and colleges and whatever, the authorities out there and the parents out here and kith and kin relatives and the elderly people are going to, push that child into curriculum, book-oriented education.
Yeah.
If you don't study, you have no future. If you didn't score good mark, you will not be getting that seat, this seat. If you go to college, you'll have to do this, you'll have to do that. Somehow you have to pass and get good, glorious marks. Otherwise, you won't get into any good job. How many competitive exams these days?
I know.
A person who's born, at least till the age of 25, 30, is go on writing exams. Right? Is there any system that you can bring in to make a child learn without exams?
I'm not sure.
Huh?
I don't know.
Why you don't know?
Because we are conditioned.
You are another human being, you can think.
True.
You may have been conditioning.
But it's like,
the best part of thinking is to move out of conditioning and think.
But it's like asking, can you survive without money in this world?
No, it is not. It is not. See, basics are different, ma.
This is also basics.
Basic
now.
is
To earn that,
basic
you need
is water and food and sex.
Okay.
That is different. Basic learnings are different. How to wear clothes, how to walk, how to talk, and all that stuff. Those are basics. This is not basic.
There is even that food and water. To get that basic today, you require money, Mr. Bluehorse.
Money will come to later. Okay.
Why is that?
You
money?
should know how
That
to
money-
take. You should know how to take a water and drink. That's learning. Basic learning. When you take water and drink, if it is a dirty water, you will not drink. You will throw it.
Right.
That's learning. You wash your hands, put your cooked food on a clean plate and eat. That's learning. In order for me to get water and food, I need money. It's a secondary stuff. I'm talking about the primary. Okay. So, in order for you to see, it's an economic based life all over the world.
Yes.
You need money.
Which depends on education right now,
Yeah.
largely. Which is the.
Say, suppose I'm a guy who's involved in agriculture. Okay. My parents are in agriculture. When I grow up, I also, follow my agriculture and live, agricultural work and live. When such is the case, why should I go to a school? But still I am pushed to the school. Right?
Yeah.
If I don't study in school, I can always fall back on my agriculture. That's going to be my breadwinner. Right? So in order for you to do any kind of breadwinning, that you need some good amount of education.
Yeah.
At least in the present day societies, whether you need education to make money or not, you need education, because when you want to get married, the girl is going to turn around, the girl parents are going to turn around and ask what that boy has studied.
Right.
Right? At least for that you need some. So your question is very, very clear. So what happens to these children when they are not interested in book-oriented education, but they are highly intelligent and talentful in certain areas of life? How do we identify these children and give them the psychological comfort in educational institutions, either it's school or college or whatever, training centers? You have sports centers also, a lot of sports centers all over the world, where you go and study, or there is a part of curriculum involved everywhere. But somehow I feel that guys who have not stepped into schools or did not like the schools are the most brilliant and genius people in some field.
Yeah, mostly.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
But we can't help it at the moment. The educational institute, the mankind by itself with their machineries called the rulers, the government, the educational department, the Ministry of Education, the learning centers, all of them should work together, find certain solutions and make certain areas of learning available in the educational institute for children who are not interested in book-oriented education. They should be, their talent should be identified, and the provision should be there in the educational institutions to give them comfort, to train them up in that area where the child is interested and make the child a genius in that area.
Yeah.
This is what means my humble opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bluehorse. So unfortunately, we are yet to make any progress in that angle. But yeah, I wish all these talented genius all the best, and hopefully we are able to recognize them and they benefit with their talent in some near future. On that note, we sign off. We'll see you in the next session.